Hello everyone, I'm back with another episode of... Oh, I fucked up my intro. Hello everyone, I'm Kip and I'm back with another episode of Seduce Me the Otome, and we were about to visit our grandfather's grave. It was Sunday and I felt the need to see my grandfather. It had been 3 days since he had been buried and the cemetery was only a short walk away. I decided to see him. I took my time eating and headed out to the streets to walk towards the cemetery. It was a good half-hour walk, but it would be a nice stroll. A flower shop was on the way, so I could pick up flowers for his grave. Yeah. I still felt the sting of grief run through my bones, but I knew that it would eventually fade over time. I paused my journey to the cemetery to enter the flower shop, quickly picking up a bouquet from the back display case and paying. The bouquet of lilies, please. Thank you. With flowers in hand, I made my way to the large steel gates of St. Joseph's Cemetery. I entered and felt the cold chill of death run through the air against my skin. Would it always be like this? The cemetery was a final resting place. It wasn't just for mourning or sadness. It was supposed to also be a place for remembrance. I sighed as I walked through the cemetery towards my grandfather's grave. Before I could reach it though, I noticed a figure standing by the slab. Oh. Huh? Who's that? Is that Dad? I stopped walking and tried to focus my sight to see who was standing at my grandfather's grave before I approached. I didn't want to interrupt a prayer or anything, but even more I wanted to know who exactly was there. My mind barely considered the idea that it was my father, but it couldn't have been him. Familiar brown hair crowned this person's head instead of the black and grey my father had. Was it Mom? He was vaguely familiar. Is it Andrew? Wow. Andrew? Yes! Whoa! It was indeed Andrew! He was dressed in casual clothes, but he was giving his respects to my grandfather. I was curious as to why. I quietly stepped closer and approached Andrew and the grave, being careful to not scare Andrew. At my footsteps, Andrew turned to see me and realizing it was me, turned fully to me. There were so many me's in that.
Oh, Miss Anderson. I'm sorry. I'll just...
Andrew quickly shook his head and took a step to leave. Yeah, you know what? I think I want to be alone with Grandpa. Andrew bowed his head to me slightly before quickly making his way back to the front gates of the cemetery. I needed to be alone with my grandfather. I laid the flowers I bought beside the grave and sat down. Hey Grandpa. My mind began to cycle through everything that was going on as I sat there. Maybe it was because I was alone, or maybe it was because my grandfather was somehow involved. So much has happened in such a short period of time. I can barely wrap my head around it. It's crazy. Demons, devils, magic, all of it real. For some reason, I felt that confessing to a grave was my safest option of saying anything at all about the whole ordeal. No one would ever believe me, and I didn't want anyone believing me for the sake of the boys in my house. I had to went somewhere, and the gravestone practically allowed me that chance. 5 guys were in the house you gave to me. They were battered and bruised and they needed help. I let them stay, but now there's a devil after them, and I don't know how to deal with it all. Is this some sort of test or something? A dream maybe? I wish it was a dream. How easy everything would be if it all was just a dream. I sighed. This can't be a dream. If it is, then it's a cruel one. I sat there, letting my thoughts run through my mind and into the grave. Soon, I wound up saying everything that I wanted to say. I felt at peace, which was strange considering the situation. Sorry, Grandpa. I went on a total rant. I stood and stretched gently. However, what stopped me mid-stretch was a small breeze passing around me. It was warm and made me somehow feel happy. I closed my eyes and smiled. Thanks, Grandpa. I'll come back again soon. I then made my way to the gates. I needed to head home. So I did just that. When I returned, I went up to my room and studied until dinner. The remainder of the night passed by surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly the next morning. No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed. Man, how long has it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked at my alarm clock. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Karma owed me some luck. After all, I had gone through in merely a handful of days. After all that I had gone through in merely a handful of days, I deserved to get some good luck. Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got rest. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Oh, I could just scroll up and down. Okay, I just realized that. Huh? Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson! You're carpooling with us from now on. We're not letting you waste your money on a bus. Get ready and be at your gate at 7 stat.
Alright, that's good. I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet, and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. I checked the time, 6:30. Perfect, I can eat some breakfast before they come. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs into the kitchen. I quickly made myself coffee and toast, not having time for anything big. I let out a soft sigh in happiness as I sipped my coffee. I felt great, and I felt like nothing could stop me today. Why would you drink coffee if you woke up early and energized? Please don't do that. You don't have to even, like, you know. Alright. Come at me, day. I'm ready for you. I looked at the time again. Time to go. I quickly rushed to the doors, checking myself in the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still needed to look decent. Yeah, that's actually a big problem that I have, looking decent. And right on cue, Naomi drive up to the gates with Suzu waving me down. I rushed out to the door and we headed to school, talking about the homework and the coming day. We made it into school without a hitch. Our lockers were in the same part of the hall, so we quickly unloaded what we needed to and got our important books and necessities. First incident of the day. Oh god. As I walked towards Suzu and Naomi, who were both waiting for me on the opposite side of the hall, something hooded hooked my ankle and made me fall forward. Whoa, ow!
Hey, are you okay?
Not really, I guess.
Who did that?
The three of us looked back to see Lizette and her gaggle of girls. Lizette had a look of complete innocence, while the girls around her giggled like no tomorrow.
Why, you little... Suzu, don't!
Oh, please don't. I felt a giant fire of anger burn in my stomach as I stared at Lizette. Today was not the only time this happened to me. However, it was now clear who was behind these incidents. Even if she was innocent and one of her goons did it, it was now obvious that Lizette was the mastermind just from the look on her face. She was no friend, nor would she ever be. I had to do something. Do we fucking gank her? We fucking wreck her face? Let her outnumbered, just walk away. Not for now. Not for now. Can like... Oh my god, I just thought of this, so... Wow, this is really, actually, really messed up. I'm not gonna even say it. Okay. No. I wasn't gonna bring myself to her level. She was a bully, but I was not gonna let her get to me. I had to be stronger than her, and only then I would have beaten her. I stood up and brushed myself off, pretending nothing had happened.
Anderson, you okay? That was a pretty bad fall.
Yeah, I'm fine. A fall like that is nothing. I merely smiled at them, not wanting to let them know the pain rushing through my body from that fall. My arms were quaking, my shoulders were pulsing, but I remained content-faced. I quickly gathered up my belongings and nodded to my two friends. Come on, we'll be late for history. Suzu and Naomi looked at each other before frowning and nodding to me. Naomi and Suzu flanked me as we began to walk to class away from the gaggle of bullies. As we walked, I could barely see Suzu flipping the middle finger to the group behind us from the corner of my eye.
Friggin' bunch of Lisette feet lickers.
Hey.
That's gross, Suzu.
Hey.
It's true. It's all OMG! Lisette is the best! Let's follow her around because we obviously don't have lives.
That last statement was awesome. Naomi and I could not help but laugh. The group behind us, however, did not like Suzu's words.
At least my dad doesn't screw around in the black market to keep a stupid casino running.
Suzu stopped. Naomi and I stopped as well to look back to Suzu, who was completely red in anger. Suzu slowly turned her head to the group, glaring daggers at them.
Fuck did you just say?
Oh my god, Suzu's going in. I had to act fast. I placed my hand on Suzu's shoulder and gripped tightly, knowing she could try to push my hand away. Suzu, they're not worth it. Let's just go.
No, I think it's about time we taught them some manners. Suzu.
Excuse me, this music. I looked at Lizette and her group. Lizette had a widely amused smile on her face, which irked me to no end. Nevertheless, I knew that fighting wasn't gonna get us anywhere. Let's go. Oh, I mean, let's go. I was really excited to get a fucking battle. I grabbed Suzu by the shoulder roughly, pulling her back to Naomi and me. Suzu tried to step towards the group, but Naomi held onto her other shoulder. We held on to Suzu, who fought against our hands as we marched to class. Surprisingly, the rest of the school day went off without another incident. I went to my classes, had lunch, and was anxious to get home. As the bell rang for the school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. Huh? A text? From Dad? I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there. That's kind of a surprise. I quickly headed back to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Hey, are you ready to go?
I'll be going with my dad. Yeah, actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Kind of.
We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we've got you covered from now on.
Alright. Yeah, alright. Even while I left, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say this? Why was he gonna pick me up? Had I done something wrong? I didn't know. Or maybe the CEO update. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Suzu before heading off to the usual spot where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. What is this? Eventually, I played the entire album with no one showing up. Whoa. What the? Hey, that's no late. Especially not this late. I quickly dialed my dad's number again, but as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal disconnection error message. Oh fuck. The devils got to my family, I think. What the? No signal error? How do I not have signal? Oh god. I double checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal. He must be in a dead zone. Before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands, feet, and covered my mouth. I screamed into the hand over my mouth, struggling to pull away from the hands grabbing at my limbs. It felt disgusting and scary feeling their hands on me. I needed to stop.
Hey! Don't dirty up Malix's prey!
Hey, girl! The voice, which sent a fearful shiver down my spine, whispered into my ear. Oh god.
You're coming with me, Miss Anderson.
Can you just fight back? I couldn't fathom what was happening. This looks really fucking softcore. I couldn't fathom what was happening, but before I knew it, I was blindfolded and my limbs were quickly tied up. I felt myself being carried somewhere and was shoved into something that echoed the interior of a bus or a van. Doors closed and I was off I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. All I knew that I was in trouble. All I knew was that I was in trouble. All I saw was darkness. I felt numb as I was taken to a place I didn't know of. I couldn't even move my lips to scream. Sounds zipped past my ears, first of the interior of a car, then the outside, then an echoey space with whispers and cackles of people vibrating through it. However, the wrap around my eyes was eventually removed from my face and my bonds were cut. It took a while for my eyes to adjust, but I found myself in a warehouse surrounded by devils, including Malix, who was smirking at me. Yep.
Nicely done! I'm sure those little shits will come running to find you when they realize you didn't return to your precious little mansion. They'll search everywhere,
If they don't, do I die? Alright.
It'll be so funny when they find your dead
Oh, am I
body
fucked? Did I
instead.
fuck up? Fight. No way this was happening. No way I was gonna let myself be a victim of this. I will...
What are you whimpering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
I will fuck you up. I closed my eyes and took a breath before snapping up to one leg and sweeping my foot across Malex's face. Oh, wow. Yeah. Malex flew to the side and rolled, rubbing his cheek in complete shock. I could feel Eris step back away from me, leaving me to look at Malex and shake my foot out from the hit. Who's Eris? Malex quickly hopped up and growled at me, obviously surprised, but irritated beyond belief.
You little bitch! You think you're tough, huh? Well, I'll show you your place. Come here!
I think I can outplay him. Malex charged at me, dropping the gun that would never hurt me to the floor and reaching for my face. However, I quickly crashed down and swept my leg in front of me, knocking Malex down once again. Fucking just seeing him down. I rolled back away from the fallen devil and glared as I rose back up to my feet. Just because I'm human doesn't mean I can kick your ass. I placed my hands in front of me before sliding over to Malex and slamming the tip of my foot into his head. Fucking wow. One of the devils around us tried to step in, but Eris held out her arm, stopping them.
No! Stay out of it! Let Malex deal with it!
As commanded, the devils that surrounded us stood away from the fight. The group watching us was lost in intrigue as I stood up against their leaders. I continued to kick out Malex, why even words, who tried to block my kicks with his arms. I brought up a foot before slamming it down onto Malex's chest. I definitely heard a rib or two crack at the impact, causing Malex to lose his breath. What I didn't expect was him grabbing my leg and pulling it out from under me. I fell to the ground, landing with a loud thud. Ugh! I felt pain shoot up my arms and run through my body at the impact my body had on the ground. I tried to push off, but the pain forced me to stay down. Malex took that chance to roll up on top of me and pin me down, glaring and smirking down at me evilly. As I tried to get him off, the futility of the situation dawned on me. I was fighting a devil. I was just a human. I wasn't magical, nor was I special. I was gonna beat him.
It's useless, woman. You're as good as dead. Bet you regret trying to fight me in the first place.
No.
Now.
No. Fear began to consume me. Oh, for the love of God, please someone find me. I prayed. I hoped that I wouldn't have to keep fighting. I was becoming desperate.
You have major balls trying to fight me. You're not even a man. You're a puny woman who's about to get what's coming to her.
What made everyone in that warehouse drop our fighting faces was the screeching of police sirens coming closer to our location. Mike smirked even wider.
It's time to have fun, boys. Make sure you kill them all.
Fuck. The devils all seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet with the cops, but a loud finger snap stopped them and made them turn around. Mike and I looked to see Eris with her hand in the air, paused snap.
Eris, what are you doing?
Enough, Malex! We've wasted enough time in this stupid town. I'm getting out of here and I'm taking the rest with me.
I didn't know whether to laugh or not. I bit my tongue as Max got angry again.
Like hell you are! Boys, do as I say, or else!
I feel like this chick has more influence on the people. Now the boys moved. Eris snapped her fingers again, causing the boys to rush back past her and out another way from the warehouse.
Malex, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers. Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
Ha, get
Shut
wrecked,
your
kid.
mouth!
Mike summoned his gun to his hand and shot multiple times at Eris, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting line and reappear by us. She shook her head, letting out a sigh, before grabbing Malex by the neck and pulling him off of me. Malex started to choke as Eris stared coldly at him.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
What? I don't want to die. Eris looked at me, making me tense up.
Human, I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation. It's a pain in the ass.
Thanks, I kinda like this chick. She then turned back to Malix, glaring daggers into him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that, sweetie.
And with that, Eris vanished into the shadows, taking Malix with her. As I was left alone, the police siren stopped. I looked over to the open passage to see the incubi with a large police siren megaphone staring at me in surprise.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna.
He's gone. Eris took him and left. They won't be coming back. It was also surreal. I was helped by a devil, but I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive, and that was all that mattered. Am I a devil? What was going on? I am spooked. But hold on, let's finish the scene actually. I fought to stay alive, and there I was. The boys tried to question me, but James cleared his throat, catching the attention of his brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
True, true. Altogether, we began to walk out of the warehouse back home. There was no way in hell anyone was gonna find out about this. It was over. Okay, this is gonna be it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you indeed did, do not forget to drop a like and consider subscribing if you want to see further content from me. Again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you around. Bye.